All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Also, want to give double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who I learned this truth from, and peace and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. A quick epistle going in to Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. We'll get straight into this, man. Understanding his nature and understanding why Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, is getting ready to execute this level of change upon him. Okay, now we know that the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, Esau, Edom, all right, his descendants, the so-called white people. Okay, so we'll check some precepts concerning their nature, and once again why Yahweh Shema Shah is finna execute this swift change upon their evil regime, man. All right, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14, and we'll start at verse 21. And this was an occasion to deceive the world. So we understand that Esau, Edom, he's deceiving the whole world via his lies, his doctrine, his philosophies of just wickedness, man. Hey, the Lord say there's people on this earth, roughly paraphrasing, that say they of the house of God, but of the house of Satan, or the synagogue of Satan, man. Meaning they're faking the funk. They're lying. Ultimately, going into that mark of the beast. The scriptures speak about how the people will bow down and worship this beast system by means of the miracles, all right, by means of their military might. You see, the simple minded will cleave on to that if they can't receive this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and they will look unto Esau as if he is in fact God, all right, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, which is going to cause most of the people to bow down and take that RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. Now, the scriptures in Revelation 13:16 say he caused all, both small, great, rich, and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, all right, and without that device or mark, which we're telling you what it is, you're not going to be able to buy or sell. All right, the Lord has revealed these things unto his servants, the prophets. We pray to be them. So again, and this was an occasion to deceive the world, for men serving either calamity or tyranny did ascribe unto stones and stocks incommunicable. If I said incommunicable name, that means unable to communicate, meaning going into their idolatry, their false idols, and how even our people who bowed down and followed the philosophies of the wicked have subscribed to worshiping stones and shit like that, man. Things that don't even exist. Jeebus, all right, etc. Verse 22, moreover, this was not enough for them. So it wasn't enough for Esau, Edom, to be rich through means of stealing, killing, and destroy. He wants to microchip the whole earth, man. That's what's getting ready to happen. And in order for him to do that, or he's going to get so wicked, he'll even send his own people to World War III to do his bidding, man. All right, so this is what the Lord has revealed about the nature of Esau, Edom, and his descendants, man. The so-called white man is never enough, man. All right, he can never have enough. We're talking about the elites first and foremost, because these low-level Edomites that's down here working 9 to 5, they're going through it. We're talking about the elites, the same ones that oppressing their people, man. They're the ones that can never have enough. So again, moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of power, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, but whereas they lived in great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace. So they call, oppressing the children of Israel peace, man, because it provided, peace for them for a season or two. Okay, so they said, good is evil and evil is good, the whole black thing and white thing, making it seem like, oh, we're white people, so that word white means we're pure, holy, etc. And you are black, so that means you're dirty and shit like that, man. Okay, that's the mentality of this man, Esau, Edom. But whereas they lived in great war of ignorance, those so great plagues, called a peace. Verse 23, here's the point. For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, and it has been revealed, man. You could talk about the small hats, man. The Lord has been revealing that, man. The so-called priest, you see these Catholic priests, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah has exposed that they be messing with children, man. All right, and we understand. Hey, look at all the children that have gone missing, man, since Babylon the Great been on the scene. You can take it back to the milk carton days when they used to put pictures of missing children and people on milk cartons and shit like that. Hey, man, this it's no telling the depths of the wickedness of Esau, Edom, man. All right, they're probably snatching these kids up and sacrificing them in the name of an idol. This is what has been revealed unto us, man. The Illuminati, these secret societies, the Bohemian Grove, etc. For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, and our people have been given over to that idolatry and wickedness, man. Or use secret ceremony, going back to the Illuminati, the illuminated ones, the so-called elite, man. Or made revilings of strange rites, man. So that's pretty much the point I want to leave it at there, man. Just showing you some of the nature of Esau, Edom, how he gets down. The Lord said he revealed his secret unto his servants, the prophets. So our people want to remain in a docile, dumbass state. When the Lord has revealed these things, they say the Illuminati is a damn conspiracy. Come on, man. This is, the Lord say, all things will be brought, all things done in darkness will be brought to the light. So just hearing the word Illuminati, period. Even when Pop was talking about it, Illuminati, you know, see, that's the spirit upon Jake. That's the Lord revealing that, man. And it's the same thing with the mark of the beast. It has been revealed, but 2/3 of the nation of Israel were predestined not to receive sound doctrine, common sense, man. That's why it's important for us to thank Yahweh by Hashem Shah as much as possible for this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because it is about to get even crazier. Let's go to the book of Psalms. We bring this out all the time. Psalm 62 and verse 10. I bring this out. Trust not in oppression, and Esau Edom is a major oppressor, and become not vain in robbery. This man has become very vain in robbery. He stole this land, and it has him puffed up, and he's stolen many land and the resources of many lands, man. The oil, the opium, all right, just all type of natural resources. That is the main reason, all right, and just to oppress people. Why Esau Edom, especially here in Mystery Babylon the Great, the so-called USA, that is why they go to war. That's why they invade these countries, man. He's not a keeper at home. That's why they have military bases throughout planet Earth, man. Okay? He's not a keeper at home. He oppressed. He's become vain in robbery. And the Lord is telling us the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. Remember, the love of money is the root of all evil. And this guy loves money. So therefore, all you see coming out of his behavior is that pertaineth unto wickedness, man. From such turn away, thus saith Yahweh by Hashem Shah. But Psalms chapter 83 and verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy hidden ones. Hands rubbing together, right? They sat down, they plotted, they schemed. A bunch of ways to keep the so-called black and brown people oppressed. The whole goddamn thing with the northern kingdom, especially the so-called Indians, man, the so-called Native Americans, man, the whole shit, we'll take this land, but we'll give y'all a casino. The whole have Jake in the projects thing, man. Oppressing Issachar. Working them like slaves, man. Like, I mean, you know, we're slaves to this very day, but good gracious, man. All right, they have taken crafty counsel. I always bring up hip-hop, turn rap, turn gangster rap, turn drill rap, turn stripper rap. All right, that's crafty counsel, man. You wonder why, you know, some of our videos to this day still get taken down, but there's nudity on YouTube. Okay, you can see some, you know, some breasts right now on YouTube. A lot of violence. You got Jake with known unalivings documented, and these songs aren't taken down. All right, millions of songs probably right here on YouTube where our brothers are talking about unaliving real people that are in the grave right now. That's that crafty counsel. See, they let those videos hit the airways, and they hide the, you know, the decent type of music. That type of shit don't get put out to the masses. Any type of decency. The days of Lauryn Hill spitting that shit over with. That's that crafty counsel. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, man, a great album. But that's that crafty counsel that Esau Edom has taken against our people, who the Hebrew Israelites, man, the true ones, and they consulted against our hidden ones. This is what they said. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, and they have done that. The Lord has taught us about bywords that we have become an astonishment. You see the word black, nigga, a negro, all right, African American. We're none of that. These are bywords pursuant to our curses, man. We have become an astonishment. Meaning, in relation to the crafty counsel, they've hidden the truth from us for a long time through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Hawashai. So they have cut us off from being a nation. They have cut us off from being decent. We were supposed to cleave onto the law, statutes, and commandments, which was supposed to keep us above these other nations upon the earth. But instead, we cleaved on the wickedness. We cleaved on the idols, dumb stones that can't speak, all right, can't deliver you. So we're cut off from being a nation. Our women are against the men are against the women. The children, because of those broken unions, are effed up, and we proceed to birth generation through generation through generation of wicked Israelites that have been cut off from common sense, which is, the spirit of righteousness, man. They have consulted, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. That's how you know we got to be the children, because because Israel has always been in remembrance. It's always been in the mouth of these so-called Edomites, but not the true ones. But as the Lord have said many times, Amos 3:7, the Lord revealeth his secret to his servants, the prophets. And these things concerning the nature of Esau, Edom, his trickery, his lies have been exposed, man. And it's almost time for a regime change. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah. It's Jeremiah 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy heritage. There it is again, our heritage of serving Yahweh Hashem Hawashai and receiving the benefits thereof. Living long, prosperous lives, our land being prosperous, the land yielding its strength, man. Okay, all these things would have been added unto us if we obeyed Yahweh Hashem Hawashai, but instead we disobeyed. So now we're cut off and we're discontinued from that heritage of stunting on these fools in righteousness. You see, our people want to stunt on these fools in wickedness and vanity. Okay, the Lord have gave us that, but we blew it. That I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. And that's, we didn't know this land for a lot of us, man. We was brought over here and our families over here via cargo slave ships, man. Deuteronomy 28th chapter, I believe that's 68. Lord say he will bring us into captivity, Egypt, all right, being synonymous with bondage. He said he was going to bring us into captivity again, and the bulk of us via cargo slave ships, man, via ships, it says, man. And we understand that to be going into the transatlantic slave trade. So Lord say, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies, man. So we've served out this captivity in this wicked, polluted land, man, a mystery Babylon the Great. And now it is exposed, man. All right. This is it. America is mystery Babylon, the great spoken of in the Bible, in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever, man. Go to the book of Ezekiel. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 5. And it reads, because thou hast had a perpetual, that's ongoing, continual, right? Hatred, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel, the so-called black and brown people, and the speckled bird Israelites, man, by the force of the sword, man. So they took us by force of the sword, man, by the gun, by literal swords and all of that, a bunch of weaponry, all right? And we teach this, man. It's a terrible thing to fall into the hands of the living power, and who can deliver you from the hand of the Lord. So when the Lord sent them folks to come get us, via them ships, we outnumbered them. How did they get us on a whole damn a whole land? How did they come via one ship, or how many other ships they came with, but versus a whole damn continent or a whole country? It's because it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. And when the Lord say it's your time to go, it's your time to get got, you're going to get got, and there's nothing you can do. If the Lord was with us, we would have overpowered them dudes in a few minutes, like we always would have had when the Lord, was with us. I'm going to say a few minutes. The scripture do speak about some long wars, but we will always get the victory over them things. If we was to serve Yahweh Shema Hawashai, but instead we disobeyed, man. We said we was going to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and then disobeyed. So the Lord sent Esau, Edom, all right, to come get us and put us into captivity. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. And my brothers always teach, man, through the Spirit. They have went above and beyond what they were supposed to do to us, man. They went above and beyond, all right? Oppressing and having us in slavery is one thing, but they took it to a whole nother level, feeding us the alligators, the whole butt-breaking thing, hanging us from trees. That's going on to this very day. That is that perpetual hatred that you see and manifest to this very day from Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, towards Jacob, the so-called black people, so-called black and brown people. All right, this is a perpetual ongoing hatred, and we see that. So again, by force of the sword in time of their calamity, okay, verse 6, therefore, so this is what the Lord got to say about your behavior and because of these things, man, and we understand the Lord sanctioned all of this. As I live and we serve a living power, saith the Lord God, Yahweh Bahashem Awashah, I will prepare thee unto blood. The Lord is doing that now. How? Via his servants, the prophets, telling you, Esau, you're going into captivity for 1,000 years in the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shah, and you're going to help build this glorious kingdom up. You're going to do it. And I'm glad. Call halal Yahweh Bahashema Hawashah for all Esau's carpenters that like, and the women folk too, that with their little hammers and shit. I be seeing that on YouTube and stuff, scrolling through. Esau eat them all, Mr. Fix It, and his woman Miss Fix It too. She love it. Hey, keep that energy, man, because you're gonna build up the kingdom of heaven for 1,000 years. Thus saith Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. So the Lord is preparing Esau Edom unto blood right now by saying these things, and then the physical part will happen, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, since you didn't hate to oppress us and unalive us, even blood shall pursue thee. So the Lord is going to make blood pursue thee. Egyptian against Egyptian, the Lord speaks about. So the Lord is going to put our oppressors against our oppressors in the midst of them trying to point their effing fingers, their dirty little fingers at us. Okay, the Lord is going to put a spirit of division upon amongst their own nation, and not just from the so-called elite towards the dumbass people, but just regular level Edomites, man. 9 to 5 Edomites versus your regular 9 to 5 Edomites. Okay, Karen versus Becky. It's gonna go down, man. So we have to prepare ourselves by cleaving on to the name Yahweh by Shema Hawashai and the doctrine that was given unto us, man. If we do these things, it should go well for us, man. Let's go to the book of Micah. This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe, which means destruction to them that devise iniquity, Esau, Edom, and work evil upon their beds. Man, it just seems, come on, you got all this might, all this strength, all this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding as it relates to the earth, you know, earthly wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Why can't y'all have the earth in a damn near perfect state? It should be very prosperous. You have all this land upon the earth, but instead of building farmland and planting seeds of fruit and shit like that, you build stadiums. You build all these fucking buildings and shit like that, man. And still look at the homeless population, all these mega buildings, but the homeless population is steadily increasing. So woe to these people, which means destruction, that work evil upon their beds, man. When the morning is light, they practice it, man. So as soon as they get up, the spirit is upon them to continue in their wickedness. Where's the spirit of decency? All that money, you think they would chill out? You think they will mind their business and be somewhere on a golf course, letting us, you know, do whatever we got to do? You know what I mean? Nah. They can never have enough, man. And this is becoming more and more evident every day that this is the wicked man that the Bible speaks of, Esau, Edom, man. They practice it because it is in the power of their hands, and they covet fields. Lord taught us not to covet. Thou shalt not covet. All right. So they wanted what others had. They wanted what the so-called black people had, which is Yahweh, Baal Shem, Yahweh Shai, and the provisions thereof, man. So they coveted fields. They wanted this land over here, the resources thereof, and the people thereof, man. All right. They wanted other nations' women and shit like that. So they took them by force and violence, man, and they waged war against other nations throughout history. Esau, Edom, the so-called white people, and take them by violence, man, and houses, and take them away so that they oppress. There it is again, that word oppress or oppressor, referring to Esau, Edom's nature. Very oppressive. A man in his house, starting with the nation of Israel, even a man in his heritage. There it is, hijacking heritage, oppressing people. This is the spirit of our enemies, man. And the Lord has revealed these things unto us. Call Allah Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shai. That's the book of Romans, chapter 9. Let's see what the Lord got to say about that. How he feels about Esau, Edom, because we were taught that the Lord was all love and that he loves everybody. Well, let's see. Romans 9:13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved. Oh, that's that spirit of love right there. That sounds real good. But Esau have I hated. That's a stumbling block to the 2/3. That's a stumbling block to everybody else that this isn't for. The fact that the Lord hates this entire nation. He hates the man. Going back to Cain. All right, slew his brother. All right. To this very day, coming in that same spirit to steal, kill, destroy. That is the spirit that rests upon our enemy, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. If not, who and where is this guy? All right, Esau have I hated. There's your cut. There's your, the Lord is not all love. There's your balance, man. Huge stumbling block to these unlearned individuals, man. Let's go to the book of First Maccabees, because I heard a brother mention this. What's going on the earth right now, and it's going to get worse in relation to the coming persecution of the saints. First Maccabees 1, I think so, and 57. And whosoever was found with any book of the testament, that's the Bible, or if any committed to the law, which we're cleaving unto the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments. The king's commandment was that they should be put them to death. And that's the spirit that's coming in relation to the persecution of the saints. Man, the brother was going into, they're trying to outlaw the Bible. I forgot exactly where right now upon the earth that was going down, but it is going down. This is the beginning stages of the famine of the word. This is the beginning stages of the persecution of the saints, man, that they're going to outlaw teaching this thing. They're going to outlaw the truth. They're going to outlaw decency. Remove it. The Lord said a famine of the word would come upon this land, man. So it'll behoove us to receive this while we have liberty to do so, while we can read, while we can still speak, while we're still in our quote unquote, youthful strength to be able to do those things, even going up to Apostle Tahar. All right. Not saying the brother's youthful, like young, but in the spirit, why he still has the spirit to speak. All right. And walk and stand out on the highways and byways. We're going to do that. We enter into these men's labors. Lord willing, we're the prophets. But that's the spirit, man. Let's see here. I'll save that. Yeah, I'll bring that out in Isaiah, because I had mentioned it earlier. The Egyptian against the Egyptian. I'll bring it out. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19 and 2. Yep. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, man. Okay. That's our oppressors against our oppressors, man, because Egypt being symbolic for us for bondage. So the people who had us in bondage, the Lord is telling us he's going to set them against each other in these last days. The things that were written aforetime were written for our learning. And they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor. Do you remember the Lord saying anything about that? We'll check it out after this. And everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. You heard that? Kingdom against kingdom. Does that sound familiar? Matthew 24. Start at verse 6. And ye shall have wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. These are signs preceding the Lord's second coming. Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There it is. This is prophetic. And there shall be famine. Or we mentioned that, famine of the word, and of course, famine of food, man. All right. Look alive, Jake. Everything poison right now is a shit. The cyclospore, or if I said that right, that's cracking. I was gonna do a video, a epistle about that, but I couldn't find it. Lettuce, they say this shit was deadly. That something, I don't know if it was cyclospore or whatever on that lettuce that I saw that article, but it said it was unaliving folks. The lettuce, man. So you just got to be circumspect. Pray to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, because it's going down, man. And that famine can come any type of way. The Lord can send a bunch of locusts, a bunch of insects. He can send some type of deadly disease upon the plants and things like that, and the animals. A murrain, I believe the Lord sent that plague in ancient Egypt. I remember that. The murrain on those animals, that grievous sore upon all their cattle and shit like that. Okay. Or he could just put the spirit on Esau, Edom, to hoard the damn food. So look alive, Jake. A famine is coming, and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Lord say all these are the beginning of sorrows, man. So this is the beginning of Jacob's trouble. This is the beginning of the end of the world in its full strength, man. So we got to prepare ourselves, hide ourselves in the name Yahweh and Yahushua, because it is going down. The book of Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. The Lord say this is going to be a time like the earth never seen before. Look alive, Jake. Rise up and depart. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And we go into that remnant of the nation of Israel is going to be saved out of the said perils. But hey, we got to do what's required. Remember, pray that we're worthy to escape all these things that shall come upon the earth, man. All, the Lord say, hey, pray that we're worthy to escape all these things. What's coming? We just read it. War, famine, pestilences, earthquakes in diverse places. There's storms, tempests in different places. All right, different diseases, man. All right, food insecurity. The Lord mentioned this, the spirit of war, the spirit of division, which he came to bring. He said, Yahweh Shai, who the word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, said he didn't come to bring peace or send peace, but a sword, being symbolic for division and war, man. All right, so that's what's coming to this earth, man. And we got to prepare ourselves, man. Cleaving unto these scriptures. The Lord say, if you love him, feed his sheep and keep his commandments, man. Pray, fast. We're guiding you. We're walking y'all down through the spirit onto the battlefield. All right, for you sincere Akim wa Akwa out there. This is our job. See, we talk about this and we like to use this word to be a little, balanced. We're possessed righteously, okay? Now we know that we're filled with the Holy Spirit, but we like to use that word, for balance. Hey, we're righteously possessed. And when you hear us doing these epistles, when you see us on the highways and byways, don't think it's our strength that's doing it. We are righteously possessed right now. We hope that the sheep is too, man, because y'all are going to be up against it as well. All right, we're on a certain level. Truth be told, if we truly are the prophets, that means we probably have to have a little bit more faith than the sheep. All right, so listen to us when we're telling you these things. We're walking y'all down to the battlefield. All right, they're finna come with it again. Here we go again. Right, when they did this before, remember ancient Egypt, because we was all here before. Here we go again. Here they come again. All right, the siege. Remember that. Here we go again. Okay, last go round though, right? Last go round. Call Allah Yahweh Shema Shah, but here we go again with these people want to motherfucking chase us. Here we go. So, with that, man, just straight to the point, just a quick one, going into the spirit upon Esau, Edom, man, and what the Lord is getting ready to do. Execute that swift judgment. Mahaya Mashapat. Call Allah Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. Hey, so with that, I want to give all praise, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. Until next time, Shalom.